step inside a world where the clink of metal spoons and the swirl of soda fountains set the stage for summer afternoons that seemed to last forever. Can you almost taste the rich, creamy vanilla and hear the laughter that echoed amid checkerboard floors and red vinyl booths? Ice cream parlors in the 1950s weren't just stops for a sweet treat. They were gleaming cornerstones of Main Street, where jukebox tunes mixed with the scent of fresh waffle. Cones and a cool, sweet chill lingered on your tongue. Crowds of teenagers, fresh from Saturday matinees, claimed stools at the counter to sip chocolate malts, while families gathered for banana splits topped with a cherry on every peak. Every visit felt like a celebration, whether it was licking drips from your cone during a hot July evening or savoring a sundae topped with whipped cream after a little league victory. Were you one of those kids? With pockets full of change and big dreams, watching milkshakes whirl behind the counter. Let's dust off those delicious memories and revisit the joyful, simple pleasures that made 50s ice cream parlors so unforgettable. Let's set the scene. It's the early 1950s in small-town America. Fresh paint gleams on the newly rebuilt storefronts after the war, and the murmur of prosperity is everywhere. Children's laughter spills onto quiet streets, mixing with the low hum of Studebakers and Chevrolets rolling past. On any given corner, under a bright striped awning, you'd find a cherished neighborhood institution, the ice cream parlor. But where did these magical places come from, and how did they become such a beloved staple of 50s life? To answer that, let's turn back the clock even further, to the roots of the American ice cream parlor. The first ice cream parlors began appearing in the United States during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, blossoming alongside the soda fountain craze. Back then, ice was a true luxury, and ice cream made in hand-cranked churns was a rare treat reserved for special occasions. As refrigeration technology advanced in the 1920s and 1930s, everything changed. No longer confined to the wealthy, ice cream became widely accessible, a democratic delight that everyone could enjoy. You might be surprised to know that Prohibition played a pivotal role in shaping the character of the American ice cream parlor. When alcohol was banned in the 1920s, soda fountains and ice cream shops stepped into the void left by shuttered bars. In fact, many former saloon owners converted their spaces into family-friendly parlors, painting over dark wood with bright pastels and replacing tap handles with chrome levers dispensing fizzy sodas. And root beer floats. Have you ever wondered why parlors often resembled old taverns? That's no coincidence. They were literally built on the foundations of America's nightlife. As the years ticked by, parlors evolved right alongside the nation. With each passing decade, they mirrored social trends and technological advancements. By the time the 1950s rolled around, the United States had emerged from World War II with new hope and boundless energy. The GI Bill put college and home ownership within reach for millions, and suburbs burst into life. So did ice cream parlors, sprouting on bustling main streets and newly paved shopping plazas ready to serve the baby boom generation. Picture a summer evening in 1954. The air buzzes with excitement as teenagers race from the drive-in theater to the nearest parlor, drawn by the glow of a neon sign that promises malts, sundaes, shakes. Inside, an old-fashioned marble counter gleams under soft pendant lights, and behind the counter, the soda jerk, a skilled showman in his crisp white cap, swirls, scoops, and grins, dishing out treats with an expert flick of the wrist. Soda. Jerks were more than servers. They were stars in their own right, masters of the soda fountain's secret language. Did your local parlor have a menu full of whimsical concoctions like the Purple Cow or Boston Cooler? Each parlor had its own customs and specialties, inspired both by old traditions and emerging trends. By the 1950s, ice cream itself had multiplied in both variety and accessibility. Thanks to improved pasteurization methods and the widespread adoption of the continuous freezer, commercial ice cream making became more efficient than ever. Companies like Howard Johnson's and Baskin-Robbins popped up coast to coast, introducing new flavors monthly, a marvel for those accustomed to plain vanilla or chocolate. A little-known twist: in 1953, Americans, for the first time, licked their way through more than 1 billion pints of ice cream in a single year. Imagine being a kid and seeing so many choices: butter, pecan, pineapple, cherry jubilee, and of course, the ever-present triple-decker banana split. But the experience was about much more than the ice cream itself. Do you remember the feel of the parlor's cool, tiled floor underfoot, the weight of a heavy glass sundae dish, or the snap of a paper straw unwrapped in anticipation? These places were more than mere shops. They were sanctuaries for families on Sunday afternoons, playgrounds for classmates after school, and a safe haven for shy teens on a first date. The sense of community radiated from those pastel walls and marble countertops. At the height of their popularity, there were over 100,000 soda fountains and ice cream shops across the nation, blanketing cities, towns, and even the smallest of villages. One fascinating tidbit: the iconic parlor look, checkerboard floors, red booths, and mirrored backdrops, wasn't created all at once. Instead, it evolved over the decades, borrowing from Art Deco chic, the neon exuberance of the pre-war years, and a growing fondness for all things bright and cheerful. Ever notice how the playful designs almost seem to invite you in to linger longer, to share a little laughter with the next person over? Consider, too, how ice cream parlors quietly reflected sweeping societal changes. As segregation crumbled, many parlors became symbolic battlegrounds in the struggle for civil rights, sometimes serving as meeting points for sit-ins and peaceful protests. Did you ever sit elbow to elbow with someone whose story was utterly different from yours, sharing a hot fudge sundae while waiting for jukebox tunes to change? Sometimes the simple act of enjoying a scoop together was a revolutionary thing, even if we didn't realize it at the time. Looking back on this golden era, it's clear 50s ice cream parlors were shaped by history as much as they shaped it. Their rise is a reflection of America's post-war optimism, its expanding suburban dreams, and the hunger for simple pleasures after years of hardship. What was it that first drew you to the corner parlor? The glimmer of a neon sign, the promise of your favorite flavor, or the gentle hum of community inside? But as the 50s marched onward, ice cream parlors didn't just stand still. They adapted, innovated, and added new secrets to their menus. In the next part, we'll dip into the marvelous world of soda fountains and milkshake mixers, discovering how technology helped transform the humble parlor from a neighborhood stop into a genuine American icon. So grab a napkin, because the story of how these sweet havens evolved gets even more delicious from here. As we take one last look back at the cherished ice cream parlors of the 1950s, it's hard not to feel the warmth of sweet, small-town memories rush in, much like the first cool bite of a hand-dipped cone on a sunny afternoon. Over the course of this journey, we revisited the humble beginnings of these community hubs, learning how early advances in refrigeration, the impact of prohibition, and the optimistic energy of post-war America shaped every detail, from the creamy treats on the menu to those memorable checkered floors and twinkling neon signs. We remembered what it meant to sit shoulder to shoulder at a marble counter, waiting as a friendly soda jerk expertly blended shakes, or to gather with friends and family for heaping banana splits after a ball game. The parlor was more than a place for dessert. It was a haven for laughter, budding romances, celebrations big and small, and sometimes even a quiet moment of solitude stolen amid the happy din. But even more than the flavors of butter pecan, black cherry, or classic vanilla, it's the experience that lingers with us. The sound of a coin dropping into the jukebox, the soft swirl of whipped cream, and the shared rituals that made us feel like we belonged to something nostalgic and good. Amid the joyful clatter and the gentle hum of conversation, we found a common language spoken through scoops and sprinkles, a small act of togetherness that didn't care who you were or where you'd come from. Those cherished booths and counters became silent witnesses to first dates and friendships, to life's milestones tallied by sundaes instead of candles. In those moments, the world outside seemed a little slower, a little gentler, a place where a single scoop of ice cream could melt away any worry, at least for a while. What do these vivid memories call to mind for you? Maybe it's the sight of your favorite server remembering just how you liked your shake, or the way your parents would treat the whole family to cones after a school recital. Perhaps it's the feeling of sticky fingers and laughter, or a first summer job spent learning to craft the perfect soda float. The power of these recollections is not simply in the ice cream itself, but in the connections, the traditions, and the sense of community they represent. Let me ask you, is there a particular moment, a flavor, or a person that instantly brings you back to those golden afternoons spent in a 50s ice cream parlor? How did those simple pleasures shape the memories you cherish most? I invite you to take a trip down memory lane and share your favorite ice cream parlor moments in the comments below. Did you have a go-to flavor, a secret menu item, or a tradition with friends that you still remember fondly? By sharing your stories, you help keep these sweet memories alive, not just for yourself, but for a whole community of kindred spirits who remember the same delightful rituals. If this reflection warmed your heart or brought a smile to your face, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more nostalgic journeys. And don't forget to pass this video along to a friend or loved one who might be craving a taste of the past. There are even more classic tales and cultural snapshots to come that you won't want to miss. So, whether you're enjoying a sundae today or just savoring a memory, remember, the magic of the 50s ice cream parlor isn't gone. It lives in our stories, our senses, and every sweet moment we choose to relive. Until next time, may your memories always stay as fresh as a scoop on a summer day.